Hey Gemini, what's up? This is your weekly reading for the last week of May. Check your sun, moon, and rising. If it resonates, what's up? If not, it's okay. Let's check in with each other another time, okay? So, what's going on with you? There's been some confusion, some uneasiness, some sadness that you want to get through. And the thing that you're struggling with right now is using the wisdom or having an inner depth, basically. Sometimes when we learn things, if we only learn that just like little, just enough to be a jack of all trades versus like how to become an expert, it's like, is your wisdom surface level or is it really deep within? And you're really working on that right now. So you're like, yeah, I feel like my spiritual journey, my spiritual growth is important. So, but you're kind of like, but I don't really have to work on it right now. Like, or maybe I should work on it right now. Very unsure. Don't know. So, yeah. Now, in the past, you felt like you had to gather your resources. Yeah. And you felt like there was going to be something you was going to have to fight for, but now you feel like it was a training ground. Like the beginning of the week is very much like, oh, I guess I didn't have to like fight. I didn't have to have this combative thing going on. I am prepared for whatever I need to do. I don't need to train anymore. Also, something about blending in. Like that feeling of like you need to just kind of blend into your surroundings or conform to whatever the fuck is going on. You're just coming out of that. And towards the end of the week, you want it to be obvious as fuck how you help and protect people. And you aren't too vigilant on what you want to do, but there's people in your life you want to protect, and you want it to be very obvious and very known that you're doing it. Like, don't you know I'm doing this for you? Don't you know? Okay. So, I see you, Cancer. Now, this is really good. You're feeling like, you know what? I got to be able to make a commitment to critique my own work and get through everything I need to figure out what it is for my next steps. So someone else had something similar to this, and their advice was like, don't do that. And yours is like, please do that. That's really funny. But yeah, it's just like, I need to be able to objectively look at my work, see what's helped me in the past, and use that to my advantage in the future. And that will really help you with what you want to do now. You feel like you've outrun things are okay. So things are catching up to you. You're like, I've gotten away with some things and now it is catching up with me. I put some things off, I procrastinated, I gotta get it together. Here we go. Boom, boom. Let's do it. So at this present time, I would suggest that go ahead, keep doing what you got to do. Do that inner work, introspection work, so you can figure out what it is you need for this present time to get onward. And, oh goodness. Because you're realizing that you didn't always get exactly what you wanted, because how dedicated were you? And yeah, you only got partly what you wanted. This is like, you gained some things you wanted, but it's only half or most of, not like the whole thing. So now you're looking into, okay, how can I improve this in the future? Which comes to this card. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So now you're ready to be that student and start learning as much stuff as possible to get to this goal. And I think for y'all, this goal has a lot to do with like getting out of the madness of your mind. because that's how the cards look, friend. One, you're just like, whoa, it's crazy, man. And then dude is like, I don't know. I need to use my spirituality, or do I? Right? Like, yeah, so that's what I mean by like, So the person coming into your energy field though, which is very similar to someone else, but rearranged differently. It looks like the suggestion right now though is there is someone coming off as very like forceful, dominant type of person. And you're like, if you're this other person, okay, again, tarot readings can be vice versa. So decide who you are. But one person is very dominant and is very like, can manipulate things for how they want. And the other person is just feeling super nostalgic and just like, oh my gosh, I remember all the times we used to do this. It was super cute. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. That kind of thing. And it could be nostalgic for friendship or like romantic. But basically that feeling like, yeah, we got to do this. But the person who is the dominant, like manipulator type person, they're realizing they have not mastered a lot of skills that they thought they did. And so they're kind of coming to you with this like, yeah, I remember when we were about to do all this stuff together and we didn't. And like, think about if we had did this 2 years ago, we would be popping right now. And I didn't master all those things by myself, you know? And if me and you were still working together, or if me and you were still together, then we would have been did this, right? And so the fact that we tried to do it separately is why we didn't necessarily get to the heights that we wanted. So, you know, so that's the feeling of, and when that happens, you're gonna feel like such a burden is taken off of your shoulders. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I knew it, I felt it, you know. So if you're the person who was doing all the manipulating and everything, then yeah, you're gonna just feel so happy that this other person is ready to go down this memory lane with you and is like ready. But if you're the person who's already doing the memory lane and it's the other person who is, then you will be able to have that compassion for them and be like, you know what, like I get why you were scared or worried about this. You know what I mean? Because together y'all will be able to get a certain reward or victory that you've always wanted, but couldn't do apart. Which is kind of funny because as a Gemini, it's like almost like that twin energy. You know, you're like, oh, we would have never. Yeah, we had to do it together. So yeah, And so that will help release some of that confusion in your mind about some other stuff you've been worrying about, because this is really going to help you like ground you a bit. So you're not like on the clouds thinking some other stuff, basically. So if this resonated with you and you would like to know more about your personal situation, you can get a tarot reading, a personal tarot reading with me. The information is in the description. And you can check out my Facebook business tarot page, or you can email me, okay? But if not, and this was just like, I just wanted to make sure, you know, my week was gonna be cute, just wanted to check in, then that's fine too. And I will see you next month, okay? So I love you, I love me, I love us, I love we. I will see you soon. Bye.